The desert town was quiet when the cowboy arrived, his saddle worn, his purse nearly empty. He had come only for flour and nails, but the sound of arguing drew him to the edge of the square. There he saw an Apache woman held under guard, fear hidden behind exhausted eyes. The men spoke of ownership and debts as if they were discussing cattle. The woman stood still, hands trembling slightly, her strength held together by pride alone. The cowboy felt shame rise in him, not only for them, but for himself, for living long enough in a world that allowed this. He asked questions calmly, though his heart beat hard. The answers were thin, full of excuses and papers no one bothered to read closely. He knew he could walk away. He also knew that walking away would follow him longer than poverty ever had. He laid his last dollar on the table. It was not an offer of purchase, but a demand to end the cruelty. The men laughed until they saw his eyes. Reluctantly, they took the money and stepped back, eager to be rid of trouble before it found roots. When it was over, the woman stared at the ground, unsure what freedom looked like. The cowboy told her she was not owned, not by him or anyone. He offered food, water, and a safe ride away from the town. Choice, he said, was hers. They traveled to a small cabin, keeping distance, speaking little. He slept by the door that night so she would feel safe. In the morning, he explained she could leave whenever she wished. He would help her find her people or a road forward. Days passed, quiet and careful. She learned his habits, his respect, his silence. He never touched her, never hinted at reward. The weight of fear slowly loosened its grip. For the first time in years, she slept without listening for chains. One evening, she spoke of her past, of loss and being traded like a burden. Her voice did not shake. She said she had learned that survival often demanded promises she never wanted to make. He listened without interruption, honoring the truth by letting it stand. When she said the words about bearing him a child, it was not an offer of debt, but confusion shaped by pain. She believed sacrifice was the price of safety. The cowboy answered gently, telling her no life should begin from obligation or fear. He said freedom meant she owed nothing, not even gratitude. A child should be born from choice and love or not at all. His words surprised her more than the rescue itself. No man had ever refused power when it was handed to him. Seasons changed. She stayed because she wanted to, not because she had to. Work became shared, laughter rare but real. Trust grew like grass after fire, slow and honest. The past remained, but it no longer ruled every breath she took. One spring morning, she told him she wished to walk beside him, not behind him. She spoke of partnership, of building a future without chains. This time, her voice held certainty. He asked again, giving her space even then, not step back. And she did. They married quietly, witnessed by open land and clear sky. No one was bought, nothing was owed. What joined them was choice, respect, and time. The last dollar he spent had bought nothing, yet it returned everything he never knew he needed. Their story spread softly, not as legend, but as reminder. Freedom is not a trade. Love is not payment. And sometimes the bravest thing a person can do is refuse to take what suffering offers and instead give dignity room to grow.